Hotel is one of the most popular series of 2024, and for good reason. With a unique storyline and compelling characters, it has to be one of my personal all-time favorites. I have an old phone case I'd like to customize, and what better design than a sassy radio demon? First, I'll need a design, so I'll start with a sketch. The phone case is made of silicone, I think, so not too sure if this will actually work. I've never attempted painting or customizing something that is wobbly. I think I'm happy with the design so far. Just lightening up the sketch so I can go over the line work and make it clearer. Now I just need to go over the line work so I can see better. I had to paint some primer on my old case as it looked a bit rough. Hopefully the primer won't crack, because that would just be a disaster. I'll use some transfer paper to essentially trace the design onto the cover. Actually worked out better than I thought. Okay, now using a Sharpie fine liner, I'll redraw the lines. In theory, this will make it more permanent, but honestly, I'm nervous as I don't know whether or not Sharpie will smudge or fade. I'm going to try to fill in the base colors with Sharpie as well. Only problem is I only have a limited selection, so I'll test the colors I have and see what works best. Then later I'll do some adjustments with acrylic paints. I'll have to do 2 or 3 layers of the gray so that it becomes dark enough. Looks like my Sharpie is running dry. Hopefully it'll hold out long enough for me to finish the design. I'm just using a light and a dark red for the rest of the design. Red is not a forgiving color. If I slip up, then it would be really difficult to fix. I would be more confident if I had more than one phone case to mess around with. So far, very saturated. Now it's time for some paints. not too bad. The different tints of paint is working quite well. He's got some very yellow teeth, but I'll add white later to make them look a bit better. Playing around with some shadows here and there. And some highlights would help. I'm just trying to give him some depth. He looks a bit flat. Oops, almost forgot his sassy eyebrows. I kind of want to add a light source, like a light blue as it's complementary to red. This is a gamble though, because there's no turning back if I mess it up. I want to give him a dark background to bring forth the lights and reflection, so I'll use Payne's gray and black. Oh, and I'll just add some powder pigments to give it like a foggy glow effect at the bottom. To clean up the edges, I've decided to just paint it black. Just adding the last finishing touches like highlights. Okay, so to seal it, I thought of different mediums at my disposal. And honestly, I think craft resin would be the best way to go. I also thought of clear lacquer, but that might crack. Oh no, I think the resin is smudging the Sharpie, and there are so many bubbles forming. I just hope the long cure time will be enough for the bubbles to escape. We'll just have to wait and see the next day.
24 hours later.
Okay, so it's the next day, and well, unfortunately the bubbles didn't all go away, and the red Sharpie kinda smudged a bit. But all considered, I'm quite pleasantly surprised with the outcome. If I had to change anything, I'd maybe try out UV resin so it would be easier to remove the bubbles, and I'd maybe be more gentle with the resin application, just to avoid the Sharpie smudging. The case kept its wobbliness and it didn't crack, so I'm happy it's still functional and doesn't look too bad. So thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions or thoughts on what you would have done to avoid these mishaps, leave it in the comments below. After all, that's why we do art. It's to improve and learn for the next project.